What's up, guys, and welcome to another one of these bogus, boring videos where all you get to do is watch me talk. Yeah, my phone went off as soon as I started, of course, and screwed me up. Well, this video is kind of exciting, I guess. If you remember watching my last video on my 62 Peterbilt, getting rid of it, and I kept saying about 100 times over in that video that I was selling it to buy something else for my business. Well, what I bought for my business is standing right behind you guys. And well, we're walking up to it right now, and I'm pretty happy because I just got it. Well, I bought it like 3 weeks ago, and it just got delivered like 2 days ago, so it's still pretty new. So before the novelty wears off and we start working on it, getting all pissed off at it and everything, we might as well make an introduction video of it. So everything that you've been seeing me do, if you've been following my channel, is kind of gonna all make sense. A lot of things are going to make sense as soon as this item gets unveiled, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But yeah, so, well, we repainted the skid steer. That came out pretty good. Just kind of touched it up. Man, I really don't want to let you guys know what this is. I really just want to keep you waiting. It's right behind you. I mean, it isn't the temptation just like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, you guys must be like shivering in your seats right now. Look at this. I'm actually touching it right now. My new baby. What do you think it is? I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds to write in the comments on what you think I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's see what the 62 Peterbilt turned into. Oh boy, another Peterbilt. Who called it? Who guessed it right? Come on. You guys must know that I'm a Peterbilt guy by now. All right, so I guess we're gonna explain a couple things here. So first off, this is a regular short nose 1981 359 Peterbilt. It's painted a pretty cool green. Man, I really like this green. Look at this green. Love this green. You know what? I really don't have any intention on changing the color at all. I really like this green. What I don't like about it, well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but what I don't like about it, I don't really care for this white stripe at all. I don't really like this thing. I kind of wish it was straight, but I'm a body man. I can fix it anytime. Besides, this truck has bigger problems than that. What do I mean by bigger problems? Well, you remember the 3406 Cat that I bought off of the old two-stroker about 6-7 months ago? Well, yeah, guys, we got that kind of problems. But, well, if you guys pay attention to all my videos and all the shorts and everything I post, you'll see that I just painted this motor. Why did I just paint it all of a sudden? Well, that's because this has a model 3406 in it that is locked up. The owner told me, the guy I bought it from told me that it just started knocking and blew some smoke out of the blow-by tube, and then that was the end of it. So I already got under it and tried to put a big bar on on the transmission when the transmission was in a high gear, and she is totally 100% locked up. So that is going to be the next several videos, guys, is putting that B model in the garage and replacing the A model in this truck. But anyway, let's check this thing out and see what we got to work with here. So this thing had a new frame put under it professionally, apparently, from like the cab back, and it's so professional that I actually had a hard time finding it. If the guy wouldn't have told me, I probably never even would have noticed. That's how good of a job they did. But she was definitely abused. You know, not abused, but I don't think this truck was taken care of that well. Got air leaf suspension under it. I don't even know what the gears are. Probably 411s or something, I think he said. I don't think he was sure either. 24/5 rubber on it. And it has a wet line on it. Alright, so things are starting to make sense. Now you know about the motor. And if you remember, I bought that dump box about the time I had that old green military truck there that just didn't work out. I sold that probably like June or July. Maybe it was later than that. Maybe it was like August-ish or something. So yeah, anyway, well, there you have it. I still have that 14-foot dump box, and this truck has exactly 14 foot of frame behind the cab. It's ready to go. It has the wet line on it. I mean, it's perfect for a dump box. The only thing is that when I get to the point to put the dump box on it, I am going to double the frame all the way up here, because this is only a single frame, and I don't like to play them kind of games. I like to overbuild stuff like that so that nothing bad happens. Yeah, let's check out the inside. Interior is pretty nice. Interior is pretty nice for a 1981. I guess the guy said he went through and he put all new sound deadening mat all over it and pulled the interior out of a couple different trucks or something like that. Nice green steering wheel in it, almost matches the color of the truck. I mean, it's a little rough around the edges, but you know what? Compared to what the 62 was, the 62 didn't even have an interior at all. I actually dropped my phone once in the 62 and it went right through that hole and it came out on the road. I don't know how I don't know how I didn't break it, but yeah, so this is definitely an upgrade, guys. You know, I mean, you know, this truck's in pretty good shape. I mean, the paint job's not the best. It's got some bubbles and stuff, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a truck, you know, and I'm not worried about cosmetic stuff right now. I'm a body man. I can fix anything I want. Yeah, so I'm gonna say this right now. I really like the 351. But I had a 379 quite a few years ago before my YouTube channel, and I really missed the flip hood. Man, I tell you what, if you guys ain't never worked on a truck with a butterfly hood, it's a pain in the ass, especially when I made the 62 Peterbilt nice, and then I had to climb on the fenders to get in there. I mean, this is just so nice, you know, you could just get right in here and work on stuff. So, you know, definitely starting to miss the 62 quite a bit less. But yeah, here she is. She's an A model 3406A, and you can tell they're an A because of the injection pump. On the B, this part here is up here more, and then the air compressor is up higher. So this is an A model. As far as telling if they're DI or PC, I don't know that much, but what I can tell you is I'm pretty sure this is a DI. And this is another selling point on this truck. Look at this. It's got Jakes on it. I don't know if you can put Jakes on a PC engine. I don't know. If somebody knows, let me know. I'm curious. So I'm assuming this is a 3406 DI direct injection. But yeah, this engine is shot. I am, by what he told me, I'm gonna assume that it spun a bearing. I'm gonna assume that it spun a main bearing just because it's locked up. And I mean, when I say locked up, I had a 4-foot bar on that yoke and I could not budge this thing. So, you know, I'm not sure, you know, smoke coming out of the blow-by tube doesn't really make much sense, you know, but, you know, you can't always believe what everybody tells you either, you know. I would imagine if it dropped, you know, a lot of the problems Cat had is they, you know, these cats here, is they blew head gaskets because the liners sunk, the A models. And I know a lot of the cats had problems with dropping valves down in the cylinder. And that's what happened to my 379. It had a 3406E in it. It dropped the valve and put a hole in a piston, and there was more smoke coming out the blow-by tube than the stacks at the time. So this, I didn't see it when it died, so I have no idea. I'm only going off of what the guy told me. But it does look like somebody was in here before, because if you can see, you got white paint, and then this head is rusty. So somebody has replaced the head, or you know, something. They've had it off and they've stripped the paint off of it for whatever reason, you know. So somebody's had this apart at some point in its life, definitely. That looks like an aftermarket, I don't want to say aftermarket, but a different fan hub assembly. It's got the air clutch on it, which is really cool. We'll take a walk over here. Looks like it's had a new water pump put on it at one point. Somebody's fiddled with the oil cooler. I'm going to say they got a used one simply because this doesn't look new, but the oil cooler is yellow and the engine is white, so something's been going on with the oil cooler. So somebody's had all this apart before. It might have been a new one, but I don't know. Originally, the older cats were all white. It's got a new alternator on it. 13-speed transmission. And overall, the truck is in pretty good shape. So, I'm sure glad Wayno over there at Old Two-Stroker had that engine for sale and I seen it. And it's a perfect candidate for this. But yeah, guys, let me just kind of see. It's hard for me to remember everything, but anyway, so if you remember me, if you've been watching my videos for the 100th time, just about a year ago, I don't know, around June or July, I don't even know, but around a year ago, I bought a set of Jakes from some jerk off of Facebook Marketplace or whatever from Florida, and he shipped a pile of garbage up to me, and everything was mismatched, everything was incomplete. It just turned out to be a real hassle. So what I bought them Jakes for was my orange truck over there that's got a model cat in it, and that is a direct injected cat. And he sent me a box of junk. The Jakes were all rusty. There was parts missing. There was mismatched parts. Or just I never even got a chance to put them on the truck yet. And I really need Jakes on that thing, because just being a six-wheeler, when you get, you know, like 9-10 ton in the back of that thing, it's pretty hard to stop. So anyway, that's kind of the method to my madness with this thing. This truck is kind of the perfect candidate. It just happened to come along at the right time. So the B model that I bought off Old Two-Stroker in there, that has Jakes on it already. That's ready to go, drop in. It's ready to run. And this engine here's got Jakes on it, and it's an A model. I don't think that matters, because I think they're the same anyway, the Jakes, as far as the Jakes are concerned. But it makes it easier because this is an A model and the one in the International is an A model. So now when I pull this motor out, now I'm going to have a complete set of Jakes. Granted that there's nothing wrong with them. I haven't pulled valve covers. I haven't pulled anything on this yet, guys. So I don't know anything about it. That's why I'm making this video, because I'd like you guys to come along with me and you know, and join this journey, and we'll find out what's wrong together. So I have no idea, you know, I could be right or wrong on the spun bearing. That's just my theory. It's got a spun bearing. But anyway, so now when I pull this motor out, I'll have a fresh, complete set of Jakes that I can put on the A model and the International, as long as there's nothing wrong with them. And you know what? It's a win-win all the way around. But yeah, so that was kind of another method to my madness here. You know, I mean, you know, I just, for some reason, something was telling me to buy that B model cat from Old Two-Stroker, you know, last winter here. I think it was like November or something like that. I bought it from him, but Something was telling me that I should buy that from him. I don't know why. I just had some money sitting around from when I sold the green truck. And I thought, you know, if the engine ever blows up in the International, it'd be nice to have a spare. And then this truck here just happened to come along with a blown motor. And I paid a pretty good price for this. And when I mean that by that, I mean I think I got a good deal on it. Because you can't touch 359s for like under like 30 grand that run good and that look nice like this, that are in good shape. So I just about evenly traded the 62 Pete for this truck by the time I sold that one and bought this one. And you know, of course, putting the motor in it and stuff, I pretty much have to pay out of pocket for all that. Anyway guys, yeah, I can't remember what I was talking about because my phone rang, but yeah, so this is a pretty cool truck. So there's definitely a couple things I'll have to do to get the dump box on there. I'll have to square this frame out and make the notch for the hinge to go. And I'm going to make another big, unfortunately the nice plate that I had that was on the 62 went with it just because I didn't feel like taking it off. But I'm going to make a new plate for this with a pintle hook on it so I could tow the trailers. This is a nice sliding fifth wheel too. It's kind of a shame that I wasn't using it for a tractor. It's got the double locker heavy spec fifth wheel on it. I think Fontaine makes those. I don't know, I'm not an expert on that avenue, so I'm assuming it's a Fontaine. But yeah, anyway, so the stack I am going to have to relocate. It's kind of weird that it's back here. These handrails are actually homemade. They actually did kind of a good job making them, but those are going to have to go, and the stack is going to have to be moved up to make room for the dump box to be here. This was a sleeper truck too. I know that because I found the original build sheet, and because this square right here is definitely not original, and it's got some silicone or something in there squished between it. And this window's plexiglass, and this is like just totally not truck stuff. That looks like it's a camper window or something. So that I want to change into an actual glass window, something that I can see out of a little better. Yeah, I know it's a dump box, so I ain't got to see out of it anyway, but it is nice to be able to look back and kind of check out your drive line and stuff when the box is up and just see any potential problems. It's got an air dryer on it, so that'll be nice. Looks like it's already got a stack of 4 leaves on the front. None of that looks like it's in too bad a shape. The radiator looks really nice. Radiator on this thing actually looks really cherry. So shouldn't have any problems with that anytime soon. I took this off just to see what was in there. Turbo looks good. Turbo actually feels good. But yeah, pretty cool because it's got the toolbox and everything on it, and tires are nice. Everything on it looks pretty darn good. So, but okay, so what my plan is this is gonna be a few weeks, guys, because I don't have the time or the space to just get right on this and stay on it and get it done. What the plan is to just work on this little by little, and probably like within the next month or so, realistically. And then I'm gonna drive it around just the way it is. I'm not gonna alter anything on it. I'm just gonna put it all back together with the new motor in it, and I'm gonna drive it around just the way it is for a while and just work the bugs out of it and all that. And then when I'm good and satisfied with how the motor runs, then I am going to go ahead and start the dump box process, if that's still what I plan on doing, and pull all this stuff off and double frame everything, pull the fifth wheel, pull everything off, and put the dump box on. So that ought to be pretty easy. At least I hope that it is. Air ride is really nice. It's not the ideal suspension for dump boxes, but you know, you just got to be careful going around corners and stuff like that. I like air leaf though. It rides really nice. You know, a dump truck would ideally have like Hendrickson walking beam under it or something, but hey, beggars can't be choosers here. I'm gonna I'm gonna take what I can get. You know what? This is a really good truck. So, I mean, it's pretty much exactly what I need. But yeah, guys, so this is probably going to be it for this one. And so do me and do yourself an even bigger favor and like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything I do to this truck, because it's going to be pretty fun, and I think we're all going to learn a little bit of something out of it. So with that being said, we will see you guys when we actually get to doing some work to this thing.